We're so pleased to be part of this 48th annual Harvest Fest here in Madison, Wisconsin, as the American Cannabis Society and GreenRx, as well as so many hemp vendors. And this is a momentous occasion where people will actually be growing and harvesting hemp this year in Wisconsin, 1,000 acres or more in the state. What happens when you legalize cannabis in a city, state, or country? When you legalize it totally. When you legalize smokable marijuana, that as well as CBD oil that's here or anything else. What happens when you do that? When you do that, the crime rate drops 15 to 25%. In Denver, they are the test case of a good legalization. The murder rate dropped 60% in the first 6 months, unheard of. And it remained at a 25% drop in murder rate. When you drop the crime rate 15% in a major city of 3 million people, you've done a huge thing. Right away, the opioid use. Come on, folks. People are always trying to fight to stop the opioid use. Are you joking me? When you legalize herb, complete marijuana cannabis, the opioid use goes down 25% continually. So you have a drop in crime, you have a drop in opioid use, you have a drop in prescription drug use, major drop, 25%. People switch over to smoking herb for their healing use. They do CBD oil for their healing use. They don't need that anymore. They don't need those prescription drugs. And if they don't, it's their choice. That's all I'm saying. Prescription drugs aren't all bad, but it's the people's choice of how they need to get healed. And if they get healed with marijuana or CBD, they need to have that choice. So these are things that happen when you legalize. Let's study a few questions. What about the children? Let me tell you, any state, city, or country that legalizes marijuana or cannabis or CBD oil, the rate of smoking among youth stays the same. What it shows you is that kids are going to get what they want to get, whether the parents know it or not. They're going to do it. So what you need to do is raise your children well, so they understand and make good choices. The DARE program under Nancy Reagan, only 5 years ago or less, said that marijuana is not an addictive drug, not a gateway drug. They said that, and that's DARE, that's Nancy Reagan. A gateway drug, marijuana in all of its forms, is a gateway drug out of hard drug use, a gateway drug out of prescription use, a gateway out of alcohol. So what herb does also is it creates a great base of monetary gain in the society. Now Denver's a good prototype. Denver took 5 years to make $1 billion in taxes. Come on, our state debt here is $1.8 billion. We could solve the complete state debt here in 8-9 years with legal cannabis. Just that one thing. What could be wrong with that? People don't know what's wrong with that. What's the only thing that's wrong is there's a money-driven pushback against marijuana, CBD, and everything else. And that pushback comes from drug companies, it comes from the liquor boards, it comes from these people that are trying to get a market share. But when something better comes along, shouldn't we move to it? This is what a saint said, that whenever a higher way comes to you, you should move to it. And that's what marijuana is, that's what cannabis is, that's what CBD is.